David Ross for Get Your Rock Out. I'm here with the wonderful Angels or Kings. They played last night at Hard Rock Hell. How did you find it?
Brilliant. I had a ball. I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better response from the crowd. We couldn't have asked for a better sound. Well, we could have asked for one, but we wouldn't have got a better sound. We didn't deserve one, no. But it helps to, when you get a good sound and a good response, you feed off that and you put on a better performance because of it.
Yeah. We came on at a great time and the crowd was bouncing and we just wanted to keep that going and hopefully we did.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was there, just the energy was just off the charts. I suppose kind of you got a big connection with your fans, so you know, kind of going all the way back to kind of like the early Firefest and stuff. So, how much of a connection do you feel you have with the crowd? Like, does it kind of imbue you to kind of
It's a good question because I think nowadays, because we can be in touch because of the internet and everything like that, you have got a more personal connection with you. I was going to say fans, I use the word loosely really, but people who appreciate what you're doing. And so we've met up with people who've got in touch with us and you see them in the crowd. Of course, it's fantastic to do that.
I think the other reality of it as well is that, since we were around as AOK the first time, for 20 odd out of the last 22 years or whatever, we've just been part of the crowd. So it's really easy for us to sort of see both sides of the story. For us, we've only done, since we've been back together, we've done these 3 shows where, for once we are on the other side of the stage, as it were, but it's really easy to just be in that same exact mentality, because we've watched so many shows and been stood down there with the exact same people.
Exactly.
So it's really easy for us.
Steve's really right. We see ourselves as fans, you see. So we don't see ourselves as, we're a band. We see that's who we are.
I suppose there's the idea that you're basically fans that are on stage playing instruments. Yeah. Right. That's what I'm going to have to ask a really fanboy question. The synthesizer. I love it. I've got to say, I love that sound. Do you think there is a chance it'll kind of come back as a kind of big, kind of part of a kind of a kind of band's makeup?
I don't see why not. I mean, I think there's a lot of negativity around keyboards in general, but I think as any kind of musician, I don't see why you would rule out an instrument that's capable of making so many great sounds. We've already got 2 guitars and a bass guitar and drums and plenty of vocals going on. Why wouldn't you also add some more layering in terms of a keyboard that's got so many sounds that you just can't make with a guitar? I don't see how keyboards has managed to end up getting such bad press from other genres of music.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, I was listening to your latest album. The Kings of Loneliness, is it? Kings of Nowhere. Sorry, first mistake. And I was kind of blown away by kind of how much the kind of keyboards aided that kind of sonic thing, and I kind of wondered how that translated live. And it kind of seems like a more subtle effect, but kind of a more important effect.
I think we're heavier live. I think that's just a natural thing. The energy comes out, and you were saying it before, weren't you, that we are heavier live, so the keyboards may not be as prominent as they are on the album.
It's a lot easier to layer things in the studio, and you can play things that you've got more hands to play, and all those sorts of things. So live, we always knew that we were going to be a little bit heavier. Baz's voice lends itself to being a bit heavier, a bit grittier live, and we've just gone with that. If anything, we'd prefer to be a bit heavier than a bit softer live. So, and then it's not an exact representation of the album as well. It's that plus. So that's what we're trying to get. Whether we've achieved it or not is up for other people to decide, really.
Actually, I suppose speaking of Baz, it's kind of the interesting thing because you were all part of like kind of bands before Angels or Kings, but he was like the kind of the relative unknown. So kind of how did that kind of change? Did that kind of like change the kind of chemistry between the band in any way?
I don't know if it was about the chemistry as much as how the music evolved with it. Because of his vocal style, we did come across. We always wanted to be a harder but melodic band. We didn't want to be soft and fluffy, as the class in AOR, wrongly I think. But we wanted that harder edge, and we wanted the kind of voice that Baz has got. That's what we were looking for. We didn't expect to find it.
In terms of chemistry, though, he's a really down-to-earth character. He's slotted in really well. He takes the piss out of us, the same as we take the piss out of him. Sorry if this is before the watershed.
Before the watershed on the internet, don't worry about it.
That's fine then. And it's a really easy chemistry between the lot of them.
He's such a good guy, such an unassuming guy, and anybody that's worked in bands and worked with singers, they're not generally the easiest people to work with, and he has none of that. He has no ego. In fact, if anything, he's more or less the opposite, really.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe
Very
in
down to
himself.
earth character, very humble. You know, can't believe that people love his voice as much as they do, which is great for us.
It's
as well.
great. It's just a great guy.
For the record, I really do love his voice, so getting that out there. I suppose, kind of last big question, what's next for you? You know, you got the big album, this is the tour for it, obviously.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Like we've told people, it's been such a hard 2 years on our time and effort and everything that goes along with bringing an album, you know, to the point of release. And then once you think you've done the hard work, and then it starts again for live. So I think at the moment what we're going to do is take a little break and sit back and have a think about what's next, and really figure out how the album's done, because so far it's so early. We've got no indication. We're not doing it for money, but we certainly want to need to know that there's an audience for us. Yeah.
And, I suppose that's coming with another question. How, kind of, you know, I suppose that last question. Sorry, I've got one more. Kind of because you've been kind of around, you kind of had, you know, you had the kind of big thing in the 80s, and then kind of, you know, have kind of finally come back, you know, with a vengeance. What do you think is the single biggest difference, you know, in kind of, you know, AOR and rock and metal since, you know, between the two kind of eras?
Oh, that's a good question. Can you pause while I think about that? The biggest single difference.
I think it's a connection with people that like what you're doing with the internet. We can get together
like
in
this.
little groups on the internet. We can get into forums. We can discuss. And like we were saying to somebody before, when we first came out, people got in touch with us by letter.
Yeah.
Not easy, you know, not easy to get a connection in the first place, but not easy to maintain it with anything. So yeah, it's got to be the internet and the ability for groups of like-minded people to get together.
How old does it make us sound that we were a pre-internet band? I mean,
You know what a letter is?
I was born when they were around, I guess.
It's kind of like an email.
It's like an email, but without the E.
No, it's a real email.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much. This has been Angels of Kings. I've been David Realtus. Been Get Your Rock Out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.